Hey everybody, it's Jada on piano where we make music make sense. And today we are going to do something slightly different. The song itself is going to be a little easier, a lot more familiar. We've done this song. Well, we haven't done this song at all, but it's a familiar song from, I want to say, probably 10 years ago now. And so we're going to take a look at that and discuss the topic of are modes used in gospel music? We hear modes talked about a lot in jazz. So we're going to deal with modes in a simple way today in our transcription. So as always, if you want to, when you're checking in, let me know where you're from. Let me know if you can hear me talking. Let me know if you can hear the piano. And yeah, let me know if you can hear the video. And I'll start playing that now. We got just a minute or so more. Hey Chris, you seem to gig and play and minister a lot. I remember you a couple of weeks ago saying something about, let me see, I think it was Come Thou Fount, if I remember correctly. I don't know if that was the week, but you played something that week, or you had played that before. I think it was you. But yeah, this is an oldie but goodie, at least a good 10 years old. We're getting ready to jump in. I just want to let a little of this play. So I'm going to kind of stop it right there so we can jump in and get moving. Again, like I said, this is Jada on piano, where we make music make sense. And talking about chasing after you, but more importantly, we're taking a different approach. This is Transcription Live episode 26. And we're taking a different approach with this transcription. We know the song, or most of us know the song. It's fairly familiar because it's an oldie but goodie. But we're going to talk about modes. I've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks now. And I'm like, we haven't explored anything really in dealing with any modes. So let's talk about it today. Now, we need, as usual, let me go back to the top and let you hear that. We need to get the key. And that is going to be central to what we're dealing with today. Now, anybody who's played this song knows that that note right there is, and I know what key it is because I happen to know the video. But again, if you don't know the key, we need this note here. And if you don't know, oh, it was Total Praise. Okay, you talked about it the first week. That was Chris saying he played Total Praise from. I knew it, but I knew it was you. You play all the good ones. Let's get that note. I think I still remember. I want to make sure I'm right. Yeah. Okay, so now if we are starting here. That's lower, so let me go down. Right there. That's the note. Now let me play the scale for that and watch what happens. Well, this is the A flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. But let's keep listening. So this is what we expect for if I play the chords in their sevens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. We're back to the 1, and let me go and continue to play. That's the chords we expect. Let's get this first part.
As we chase after the Lord this morning. Hallelujah. Come on and put those hands together.
Now, let me go right there. So we need all of that. The first chord. Let me give it a little bit more volume. I had turned it down to talk, but let me turn it back up. Let's go back a little bit.
Put those hands together. As we chase after the Lord this morning. Hallelujah.
And then we hear. So what chord do we expect with this? We expect a D flat. Now, but we hear this at the top. So, and then listen to the little move that the guitar is doing with it. We're still doing transcription, but this is a much more up-tempo song, not even necessarily a piano.
As we chase after the Lord this morning. Hallelujah.
Really, he's going like this. And then you hear this. What chord can we do with this? We have two choices with the A flat or the key of A flat. We can either do A flat in first inversion, or we can do the C minor because the C minor is the 3, or F minor, this one, but that is the least likely of the chords to use. So hold on, I went ahead instead of back. Let's go back.
As we chase after the Lord this morning. Hallelujah.
So, anybody that's ever played it, no, he's using that A flat first inversion. The guitar is actually doing this. So he's playing the chord. That's that whole section. Now, piano wise, when I play this, I kind of keep that A flat on the top. See that? Now for guitars, the voicing may be easier to do this, but if I'm playing it here, the A flat is in both of those chords. So I just keep it right here. Now, we've got that, and there's 3 versions that are fairly popular that I know of. I very first heard this song with Anasia Figaro singing it. I don't know who she's singing with, but that's the very first time I heard it. There's the Tasha Cobbs and William Murphy version that is the Paul Morton, Bishop Paul Morton. That's the version that this one is based on. And then there's the Vashawn Mitchell, which is High Energy. The first 2 are in A flat, and the second one, or the third one, I'm sorry, the Vashawn Mitchell, he's in C. His is the one that starts like the something like that. That's how that one starts. Dun, 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 something like that. And then it's got these great chords. We might hit something like that next week because there's a lot to go through it. But what I'm getting at is with the chords I'm using here, we did that. This is the A flat version, Paul Morton in particular. We've got this. That's the whole first thing. Now watch the little piece of the next phrase, because all of this chasing after you is in this style. I'll play with it. Now we're right there. Did you hear those 3 chords? Let me play the bass notes with it. Now, so we had, and then we had the bass note. Now, the bass notes are going with the melody. If you know what the melody is. Right? That's what's happening. Now, here is why this gets interesting and exciting immediately. So we have this. Then we've got this. Okay? I'm just playing the whole chord there. And I'm filling in this chord. Okay? I'm giving you all the notes. Now, that was just the intro, but that gave us the meat for, the whole first half of the song. They do some versions of those 5 chords, 5, 6, 7 chords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 chords. Now, what's the problem here? Problem here is this chord. Oh no, it's 2 of them. This one and this one, right? We just let's look at our key again. We said we were in A flat and we hit this note, and we never hit this one at all. This is the diatonic. This is diatonic. This is not. This is not in the key of A flat at all. Okay, let's play it again. We don't play that note. So here's the deal. When I played this song 10 years ago, or when I first figured it out, I could hear the chords, but I was very confused because I heard them. Just my ear was strong enough to hear it, but I didn't understand why in the world any of that was happening. So that's why we're dealing with this today and talking about modes. What I did not know was that this song is not in A flat major. But you know what? If I did have a key, hey Herman, we're getting into a discussion about some modes. This might be pretty cool. But this song is not in A flat major because we need that G to be in A flat major. But we have this note in here. We have that chord, and then we had that chord and that chord. For confirmation, listen to it as we do this whole first section. Listen.
As we chase after the Lord this morning. Hallelujah. Come on and put those hands together.
Notice.
Glory to
You see, I was right with that. What does that mean? It took me a whole lot longer to realize, look at this scale right here. Now, it has all the same other notes that A flat has, except It's changing this note into this. Well, guess what? This key is D flat, right? We know D flat major. However, we have a problem. Our root note for the key, our tonic for the key, is right here. But this is the scale we're using. So do you know what that means? That means we're using this scale starting right here. Okay, that's not a major scale. We just heard it. What scale is that? If you know your modes, that is the Mixolydian mode. Why is it Mixolydian? Because it has a flat 7. Where's the flat 7? That note that we didn't know why it makes sense in this key. So this is not A flat major. The song is in a it sounds major because Mixolydian is a major mode. You see that? Still has that there. That's our only note that's different from A flat major. Now, in a sense, we can still think in A flat major while we're using, and let me see, this is Dami. Dami is saying Mixolydian. He's absolutely right. That's exactly what it is with the flat 7. We can still think in an A flat way, A flat major type of way, but we're in a Mixolydian mode. We need to understand that our bass scale, and I'm playing the fingering wrong here, is the D flat. So as we're going through this, now look at how much sense this makes when all these chords fit in that other key and use this as the root. Still diatonic to A flat Mixolydian. So sorry. Still diatonic, still diatonic, still diatonic. We bypass this note here completely, okay? So we're right there. This whole section, let's listen how long it's in this Mixolydian that was snuck in right on us. We never even thought about it, but it's definitely a Mixolydian mode, and it helps us identify. Modes are often used by jazz musicians to give you a different kind of feel, a different kind of sound, and they call it being modal, but we don't think of modes in gospel music. However, that's exactly what was used. It doesn't sound modal. It sounds like it's in a major key, and if we weren't careful, we didn't even understand that it was in a mode. Now, in a sense, this mode might be one of the easiest to slip in and out of because it's only changing that one note, and it still sounds very major because of it. But when you're trying to, like, for instance, to think of it in A flat Mixolydian makes a whole lot more sense. So if I had to change the key for this song, for instance, if I thought of it in A flat major, but it's like, no, it's not that. How do I change this to another key? And that's what will happen to me when people will be singing in the key. So let's look at that melody while I talk about changing, because sometimes, somebody will just start randomly singing, and I could play in all my keys, but being able to jump into this song and not understand that it was a mode just messed me up every time. So watch this. I added an extra note there, so more. Those notes, we only use 5 notes. I only used 4 notes so far. All of this would lead me to think it's in the D flat. Problem is, if I start playing it like I know how to play it in A flat, I'm going to do this. Sorry. Let me see. 2. Oh, I need off the 5. See, this is where you see the confusion. Hey, Siobhan. talking about modes today, so it might be something pretty interesting. See, I gotta even think about it to even change the key on this. Oh, there we go. That's what I have to do to get that in that key, but that messes me up because it's in a Mixolydian key, and I'm sitting here trying to play it in a major key, and that is all wrong. So there would be times people would start this song and I would be a fifth off, and then it would take me a whole another moment to get back because I didn't understand that it was in Mixolydian. So because I would see what's happening with the melody and like, oh, it's in D flat, and go to D flat, but that was wrong. Well, Siobhan says she needs to learn about some modes. Well, we're talking about it all day, dealing with Chasing After You. So to recap, Chasing After You is in a Mixolydian mode and not in a major mode, or not in the Ionian mode like we suspect and think of most songs. So that's what would happen to me when I would play this song. When I understood that it was in the Mixolydian mode, now if I have to change keys, I can think about, oh, it's in Mixolydian. So if I had to play it in F, for instance, F Mixolydian would look like this. Right? That looks like B flat. So we've got, let me do it right. Right? So now I'm thinking in the key of B flat, but I gotta have my F there because you see those two flats? Let me play it again. Right? Now that I know it's in F Mixolydian. That's a whole different thing. I think I had to play it in maybe E flat, but it needs to be in E flat Mixolydian. So, right? That would be that's the E flat Mixolydian. It's using the A flat scale, but the root note is the E flat. Now, going back to A flat, it's the D flat scale using the A flat as the root note. That's our Mixolydian or A flat Mixolydian, right? Show the scale one more time so we don't forget. Mixolydian scale simply has a flat 7 instead of what we know is the normal scale using the G. We swap this note for this. Now, so we go here. Down, down. Now, that's the whole first section. Now let's listen to the second section if she gets to it. Let me push forward a little bit. Okay. Let's see how. Still pushing? Okay, we need that. Keep going. Still the same chords. Now, let me show you something. Okay, when we got right there, so they did right now, right here when we did that, a lot of people going into that section change for the B section of the song, they will play this chord right here. So we were here. And then we'll do this, right? All that is an E flat minor. They didn't do it right there. They may do it later on in the song, so we need to pay attention to that. But if you're listening to the record or something, I think they do it near the end when they come out of the vamp. But why are we hitting this chord? Because in A flat major, the Ionian mode, the original, the original scale we're used to, that the E flat right here is our 5 chord. And so we took our 5 chord, and where do we lead it to? Naturally, we led it to the A flat. Now we were here, right? Now we want to reset, and so they insert this chord, and it's screaming, go to A flat, go to A flat. Now they didn't do it that time. They just went to it. Right? And you could do it again. Right? You can reset with that every time because we're just going back to the A flat. You don't have to use it, but you can, just to reset you, because you still can use the rules from A flat major. The dominant chord from A flat major will lead you to the A flat. We don't have the true dominant of our key unless we use this at some point when we're in the Mixolydian mode. Because this chord, and we used it, because you keep hearing him play it, but he does this, or he does it up here, right? He rolls into it nice, just like that. So, right? And we're going there. So we don't truly have a dominant chord in this context, because on the note that should be the dominant, we're using it, or that's the chord. It's minor. It's not dominant at all. Which thing? You said you like the way that sounds. Which thing do you like? Which part are we talking about? That you said you like the sound? So we have a minor chord where we should have a dominant, but we still can use our dominant. So we're not throwing A flat major away. We simply are in the mode of A flat Mixolydian, but while there, we can still use the rules of the major mode. Now, we're going to keep going while Siobhan is letting us know which part. Oh, the chord to reset. She's saying so we were here, so everybody understands what she's talking about. We were here, and then they got ready to go to part B, and I just used the major chord. And notice how we were here. I'm literally doing a little chromatic move. I could be there, and you could do that too. But I kind of like the flow of a first inversion to here, because I'm already here. But you really could use pretty much any dominant. The song is simple, using a lot of triads, using a lot of 7th chords. Look at that. So triad, 7th chord, triad. Okay, yeah, she said that's it. So I'm using another triad. It's still a 5 chord. It does not have the dominant note in it. I could put it in, but notice how that kind of changes the feel of the song when I do. I could leave it out like that. So let's try that. And then we go here. We could do that. That sounds a little bit better than. But you could put that in. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's heavier. It's a different sound than we've used the entire song, and they've been doing this, for a minute 22 before we even got to that part. So let's keep going. I'll play along since we know this part. Okay, so they went back to the top. Let's keep pushing forward. Did we know this? Let's check in, see if they used it. Use that chord. I'm trying to find it. Nope, didn't use it. Okay. Let's keep going. Keep going. Now this is a church service. They went back a third time. I mean, they getting real deep for worship for this one. Okay, let me grab. Here we go. And I want that little run. So they got real deep in this. Notice this song is 9 minutes, or this video is 9 minutes. Now the song itself, it's 4.5, 5 minutes, somewhere in there. I can't remember. So you know when you're doing stuff live for church, it can get extended. So they've done that 3 or 4 times, and it, again, very simple, very easy to attach to, very easy for the congregation to learn. So makes perfect sense. Now let's go into the next section. Listen to this little run for this. We're almost there. So that's where we went. Did you catch that? Let me go back. Let me slow it down. And we're going to talk about that, because now we have introduced yet another note. Did you catch that? Let me go back so you can. Oh, I think that's too far. Listen right here. Okay, yeah. And I did it wrong. Let me do it again. Sorry. Now, that's the note we did right there. We're used to this note, this one, sorry. This one. But we hit this as well. Now, what's going on? This note is not in A flat Mixolydian, D flat major, A flat major. Let's review the scales. This is the A flat major. There's no B in it. This is D flat major. There's no B in it. Well, we need a new scale, clearly. What I'm going to start with, and let's get the chords for the section, and then it will give us some clues about what the key may be. Check it out. Okay, I'm going to speed it back up so we can hear it in real time and you can hear the fullness of the chords, because we know there's only 4 or 5 of them in the section. Let's check it out. So we hear, that's what we hear. And then we hear this. And then what's the next one? Because we fill it in while we're working through. So, and then we heard. So that's the notes or the chords we need to fill in. We got to fill in this one, this one, this one, and this. Now, what do we have? For this chord, we can get here with this. Okay. A B flat chord, B flat minor 7. We've got the F minor 7. Then we've got the G flat, which is a major 7. And then we've got a B major 7. Now, or a B major, but the 7 works nicely in there. Now, let's go through all of those notes. That might be the only one that's using. I'm going to use this one so you can see what I'm saying, okay? Because it's not this. This is the chord, but for the point that I'm getting ready to make. We got that, and this. Let's look at these notes. We definitely know this section starts here. So in my mind, now I want to transition to some kind of B flat scale, but let's see what happens. And now that we've learned the concept of modes, we can also think of this as some mode that starts on the B flat, but it's really another key that we're more familiar with in another context. So what notes do we need? We need this one. We need this one. We need this one. We use this one. We use this one. We use this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, let's see if, does anybody know a mode? This is interesting. I was actually thinking it was a different one. I prefer to think of it as a different one, but yeah. Anybody know a mode that uses those notes? I want to give you a moment to think about what mode that might be, and we can go from there. Give you a few more seconds. Okay, let me see if this, if Chordy usually will show me if I play all the notes at once, it will usually show me what scale I'm playing. So let me see if I can hit all of these at the same time and if it'll show us a mode. Lo and behold, it's showing us a mode. Dami is nailing it just as soon as I played it all. He said Phrygian, and he is 100% correct. Actually, yeah, I was tripping. In my head, I was thinking that's Mixolydian, or not Mixolydian, but that was Locrian is what I was thinking in my head. But I was like, that's not what I wanted that to be. That's definitely not what I want that to be. I wanted it to be Phrygian, and yes, it is. That's a B flat Phrygian. Phrygian is a mode that has a flat 2, a flat 3, a flat 5, no, flat 2, flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7. So this is the flat 2. This is the flat 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the flat 6 right here. And that's the flat 7. So if this was a major, we'd see these notes. But we flatted this one. And then we flatted this one. And then we flatted this one. And then we flatted that one. If this were Locrian, we need the flat 5 as well. So it would have to be that. Yeah. Now that I'm talking through it, yeah, that is Locrian right there. It would have that note in it, but it has this. So it's Phrygian. Okay. Why is this important? Okay. So we were in A flat Mixolydian, but now when we did this right here, here's the change. Now we are in B flat Phrygian. Now, check this out. This chord is in, it's in A flat major. It is in A flat Mixolydian. Yep. And I was playing it like that, but I can still play this here as a 9. And I'm going to say something about that in just a second. But then this chord, I'm just playing it without the 5th in it for the same reason. But here we go. This chord is in A flat, Mixolydian, A flat major, and D flat major. So far, so good on those two. This chord is in A flat Mixolydian, not in A flat major. And it's in D flat major, obviously. And then this chord here. This is the one that gets special. This chord is not in A flat major, A flat Mixolydian, or D flat major. However, it is closely related to B flat minor in the same way A flat major and A flat Mixolydian and D flat major. No, that's not what I want to say. The same way A flat Mixolydian and A flat major are closely related, A flat Mixolydian is also the same notes, follow me slowly here, as D flat major. Well, the relative minor, we know this, of B or D flat major, same notes, itself a mode. Remember, the Aeolian mode, the minor key, is the sixth mode of the major scale anyway. So the minor mode of this makes some sense. However, he went a step further. The arranger, the writer, I'm not sure who wrote this song, they went a step further. Instead of just giving you the minor mode, they pushed the mode even further. So in a way that the major to Mixolydian is a very easy transition, minor to Phrygian is a very easy transition, because when we were talking about that early, just those first 5 notes, we see that A flat Mixolydian still has a major foundation, right? But the minor key has a minor foundation, right? It has that minor third. That's the note you need. So, well, this is what the Phrygian mode does, right? It doesn't use the major 2, it flats the 2, but it's still a minor mode, okay? Phrygian is a minor mode, and it's just an extra little step. So look at this. Those are the notes of B flat minor. B flat Aeolian is the mode it's telling us. It's a 1 note difference. Look at this. Watch this. From B flat Phrygian. See that? So the same notes for A flat Mixolydian, this B flat Aeolian is the same notes as, watch this, as A flat Mixolydian. You see that? I want you to see how closely related these things are. B flat Aeolian, that's the notes. Now watch, I'm just changing the center of it. Going here is A flat Mixolydian. But then once we got to this B flat, same notes. And let me go here. D flat major. See that? D flat Ionian, same notes. Same notes. Same notes. Sorry, let me get, hold on. What am I missing? I'm missing a note. There we go. Same notes. When I switch this note out right here, now we've got another closely related key. Okay, it would be A flat Dorian, but this is not the center right now. Let me go right there. B flat Aeolian, B flat Phrygian. They're a note away. See that? Just changing the C to the B. So when we got to that next section and we did it with this little transition, it made perfect sense to go from D flat major, a D flat major key, to a B flat minor key. Those are already connected. But we're on second levels here, right? We went A flat Mixolydian, which is still a mode of D flat. And instead of just going to the B flat, we went to another mode itself. Now, how do I know we stayed in this mode? And let me say this before I even, because we're doing pretty good on time now that we're at this section. How do I know this is staying in B flat Phrygian? Well, you know what? Well, no, I will answer that. So, because we used this B, and there was they used that little move. We didn't get to it yet, but I want to say something about chord extensions in this context. We have already identified we are in this key right here. Now we're saying, okay, B flat Phrygian is the mode we're in. So I need to use these notes. What are the chords so this can make sense? B flat minor. Oh, let me get the 7th in there. B flat minor 7. The B flat or the B major 7. The dominant 7 is right here. In a weird place. It's the 3rd chord. We've got E flat minor 7. Really, you've got your F diminished or half diminished flat 5, sorry, half diminished chord or minor 7 flat 5, major 7 chord, and then we've got our minor chord, and then we're back, right? So that's our mode. We are in B flat Phrygian. Now, let's say this. When we're on the B flat chord itself, extensions aren't necessarily in the key that you're in. This is, look at the chord. It says B flat minor chord. Now, if we go here, it's telling us it's a D flat 9. But if I go here, it's telling me this is a B flat minor 9, right? This C is not what we would see in the key of B flat Phrygian. It's not there. But we're not even using that in that context. The chord for this key is the B flat minor. But B flat minor 9 is still a chord. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. I can play this. This is right. I have this C tucked inside the chord right in the middle. Now up here, I can do it, but now let's give some respect to this is what's happening. You can use this for the chord because it's just a minor 9. In the same way, we build our chords, third by thirds all the way up. That's a chord. We can use that. And it's tucked deep in the middle, so it's not standing out. But you can even make this stand out. Because look at what the melody. All those notes work and play nicely with C. In that context. Right? All those notes fit with that. So the C can be tucked in there. In the same way, this is just a minor chord. Right? So on this chord, and then this is where we hit this chord. These notes, all that plays nicely with that. A lot of times I can't remember whose version, but oftentimes I'll hear this chord, just the 9 sus4. What is the 9? This note right here. There's my 7. It's calling it add 2 right now. Where's my, and then here's my sus4. But it's kind of functioning because this is the main chord. We already know it's an F minor. But instead of me, I can do this. Right? Just to fill out the chords more. But I know, even though I'm in B flat Phrygian, the extension of my chord doesn't have to be, it's going to be treated as an altered tone, even if it's really not an altered tone. Your ear is going to hear that as, okay, that makes sense. You're playing a chord that makes sense on. So those are the two choices I use for that chord. And then a straight major 7th chord. And notice how these movements still are moving in fifths. This, you could say this is moving to the 5 right there, but then we rotate around. And this is going to, it looks like this is a 5th. It's almost acting like a dominant, but it's a major 7. And because I'm playing this here, if I wanted to make this a dominant, let me go ahead and do it. Oh, so I did it without the root there. Right? Then I led to this chord. Okay? Now, so we're clear. Where does B flat Phrygian come from? So this makes some sense. We said it's closely related to the B flat minor, but I didn't actually tell you where Phrygian came from. The Phrygian is the 3rd mode of the major scale. So I need the scale that has B flat as a 3rd note. And we know the 3rd note is a whole step from the 2nd note in a major scale. And we know the 2nd note is a whole step from the 1st note. This is the actual key that you were pulling that from. Look at the notes. Okay. Sorry. Let me go to the right place. that's where B flat Phrygian, the scale is coming from, is F sharp or G flat major. But this is the Phrygian, right? So all these chords are in G flat major. Also notice again, that is one note away from our original mode. These keys already are closely related, so it makes perfect sense that all their little sub parts are closely related, okay? I don't want you to miss that concept. We're dealing with closely related keys. We're dealing with modes of those closely related keys in this one song. I bet y'all didn't think all of that was tucked into such a simple song. Let me know if y'all realized before me, because it took me maybe like a year or two ago to realize, and this is when my mind really started thinking differently about music. I didn't have to play much differently, but because the knowledge increased, it was like now everything on the piano expanded. Somebody let me know if I was just the one that was late to knowing that this was in modes, because they didn't explain it to me. I just learned it because I could hear the chords, but it would have been so much more helpful if somebody had been like, hey, you know what? There's modes to these things, and this is a way you can use them. I'm sure there's probably others, but Dami saying he didn't know either. So yeah, see, that's why I'm putting this out here, because I know I didn't know, so I'm letting other people know. We can go deeper for sure, but we only have an hour dealing with it. Now, we are in G flat major. Let me show you something that is a telltale for me of a Phrygian key. I haven't found, and I've been looking for some songs that are in a Locrian key. Dami said he was today years old when he realized that what was going on. Well, happy birthday to realizing what's going on. I'm sure this is one of those, if it did for you like what it did for me, it was mind blown when I realized that's what's happening. I've been looking for a song, a gospel song that uses a Locrian mode. I have not found one yet. If somebody knows one, let me know now, because I want to look at it deeply. I haven't found much of any songs that are in a Locrian mode. That's a tough one to come by. But Phrygian, I see Phrygian often. The telltale sign of the Phrygian, and this is why. This little deal here, when we see stuff like that, especially when you get that major chord that's half a step away from a minor chord, and then the minor chord is the root, that is a telltale sign of a Phrygian for me. They don't even have to do anything else. So, and at the end of song, so you can end a song, right? You're in a, you can even do it in a major if you want. Wait. What key am I in? What do I want to be in? I'm trying to do something different than, so, when I see this kind of thought process, let me go to the G flat. So I'm in G flat, and then that right there, that says, oh, this is using some type of Phrygian thought process, because it's got that half step up. See that? But really, you would really want to see something like that for it to be true Phrygian. So if we end on a major chord, right? This here, just use the major seventh, because now that's the root note of the key you're in, right? And then go half step up. This whole major chord, you've heard this kind of thing. They'll be holding there, and then they can go here, just to give you something extra. Israel New Breed, he does this kind of thing all the time. So if I'm in D flat, then I want to go to the major seven. There we go. That's how I was trying to do it. He does it constantly. Aaron Lindsay. And I didn't know what he was doing, but I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Well, it's really coming from, now, when I'm in the minor mode, we're doing that with this right here. I'm changing the whole thing. See that major chord is right there on the 2 chord. Now I'm back. Now, that was a whole little diatribe on how we know how to use extensions and how we can kind of have a telltale sign. If we see a major on a 2 going to that 1, we should be feeling Phrygian, okay? So Phrygian in this case is a G flat major, F sharp major, whatever. chords. Right? That's that whole section. Now listen to his little the little band licks. We already had the one. We had that one. Now listen to what else they do. Let's see how else they treat it. Oh, he went. Well, this chord is in our key. We already know this, so he didn't go. This time he went here. But look at how this chord is really, you could call that a first inversion, or you can see it, sorry, as a first inversion. You don't even have to call it that, of this one here. It's completely, notice how that E flat minor, which I just played right here, it's completely tucked inside of that chord. You see it? It's right here. So it's not unbelievable that you can go here. We were here. He was using that interchangeably. Keep going. I'm just hearing what he's doing. Did y'all hear that? He had that C. I heard it just at the last little second there. Go back. Did you hear that C just blaring at the top? It just filled that up right there. Listen, real close. Hold on. Let me give you a little bit more volume. Listen to that minor 9 or the minor 9th at the top. Now he's on that lick. Now he's literally using, he introduced this note back here, and the chord he's really taking this off from. Look at this. He's just breaking that chord up. That's the run there, or lick. We're on the G flat. Oh, I'm sorry. Where was that at? Hold on. So that's where we hit that. And then they just changed it. What am I doing? Hold on. I feel like they're playing a different chord there. Let me go back. So that second time, all they're doing is changing the rhythm. Play the exact same chords, they just change the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. All that's on 4, or in the count of 4. 3, 4. Right on count. And then rush it that second time. Okay. Oh, first one. Right there. That's what I wanted. Now, if we were hesitant to understand we were still in that Phrygian mode, that right there is what I was waiting on. That's from the Paul Morton version. Oh. Listen to it. All those notes, definitely in the Phrygian mode. But this little deal here, to reset us, in case you forgot, we were in B flat Phrygian. Heard that right there? Let's pull a little bit more from this. Again, that little move, that one's the one that always gets me. Let me see if I can do this whole phrase with this. Oh, wrong. Oh, wrong. There we go. Oh, sorry.
Chase after the Lord this morning. Hallelujah. We're coming after you, Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. We're coming in. We're coming in. Into your gates, Lord. Into your courts, Lord. Into your throne room. We're coming, Jesus. We're coming, Jesus. We've got to be close to you, Lord.
Now they're just playing on that same vamp. Notice that? Okay. Okay. Still pushing it. Okay, still pushing it. They give the singers, not the drummer some. You gotta give the drummer some. That's what he's doing. That was the guitarist right there. See, they still got 2 more minutes of that song. That was pretty awesome. But Josiah said it's a beautiful song. Keeping track from South Africa. Hey, from South Africa. He said it is 5 a.m. there, y'all. Man, he's waking up for the day and I haven't even gone to sleep for the night. Wow. It's definitely just after 9 p.m. here in the USA where I'm at in Texas. And so, yeah. But recap for everybody that is still here. We definitely... Oh, let me see if I can get to the last part because we don't want to neglect the end of the song. They're still going strong. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see if they give us that E flat chord. And they never hit that. So a lot of people, they will go ahead go right on back. So listen. We're back to and then we add that little movement there. So that's the first time. Again, essentially it's the same chord, but now it's the minor chord. Okay, still very diatonic, but that's how that song continues to go. Right. Right. That same thing, and then they end on where we expect. They end there. Something like that. So that's how they end the song. But anyway, pretty awesome song. Just know that there are some modes hidden right in gospel music, even if you didn't know it. Take a deeper dive into the theory of some of the songs, even if it's a simple song. So, join me here next week, and I will see you guys later. You take care.